Gaming has picked up a lot of steam over the past few months, and this growing population of gamers has created a dedicated gaming community in India. Logitech also has brought the gaming focused devices to uplift the gaming experience for both the budding as well as the professional gamers. Logitech's affiliation with gaming at the grassroots level is not new to any one of us. While the stakeholders realize the industry's potential lately, Logitech has been doing its bit since a long now. To tell us more about this, we have with us Mr. Dheeraj Soni, Head Category Marketing, Logitech India. Hi Dheeraj, thank you for joining us. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm good. Thank you so much. Hope you guys are doing good.
Yeah, great, Dheeraj. Can you define your Indian customers, demographics, and preferences? Also, do you think the Indian customers, the Indian market, of course, is a bit price sensitive? If yes, do you cater to them keeping in mind the technology won't get compromised?
Sure. So, to set the context correctly, the way we look at the gaming consumers is more from what stage of evolution they are in the category. So you have people who are in casual gaming, where you end up spending some time gaming on either a PC or a mobile phone for that matter, or a console if you end up having a console. But essentially, you are more of a casual gamer. Then there is a gaming enthusiast, as we define as people who end up spending a little more time, and they are more likely to be on a console and a PC. More likely to be PC, and then a console, and then a mobile, wherein they have invested in the category a little more, specifically for gaming. And then you have the hardcore gamers who have actually chosen this as I think it's a passion, not just a form of entertainment or just being there, and who are actually even looking at pursuing this as a career, as an esports player or as an influencer or a streamer. And esports, as you are aware, is evolving. It is bigger in certain markets, and in India, it is evolving. So these are the three broad segments, Ojasvi, if I would look at it. And from an offering perspective, being one of the leading brands in the category, we appeal to this cross-section of consumers. So for casual gamers, we had an initiative last year, which was an esports starter kit, which was basically comprising of a relatively affordable mouse, keyboard, and a headset. So if you're getting into the category and you're not going to spend too much time, maybe this particular bundle or combo work for a gamer who is going to spend just a few hours in a week. And then the moment you are more into it, then performance becomes what you are looking at improving upon for yourself, right? You are investing more time, you're going more competitive in a way, and that's where performance comes in. And then you look at an upgrade. And that's where we had our best-selling mouse, which is G502 Hero, then G512 keyboard, and the G431 headset. So again, looking at a solution rather than being a product-specific proposition to the consumer. And then when you move into the higher, where you have the hardcore gamers, is the Pro series, which we have been very successful with the Pro X headset, and that's what we have been building on over the last, I would say, 1.5, 2 years. So from a portfolio perspective, I think we are well positioned to cater to these three consumer groups. And we have seen significant uptake happening in gaming, both from an interest level and the interest translating into action in terms of people actually coming on board, buying products, and more importantly, the online community actually becoming far more active.
So, Dheeraj, you spoke about the initiatives by Logitech. You also spoke about esports. So, can you just also help us know that how Logitech's interest in gaming, especially in esports, is increasing, and how is Logitech creating a gaming ecosystem for the industry that goes beyond the gamers? Also, can you brief us about Logitech's G Play at Home campaign and what it means for the gamers?
So essentially, the genesis of Play at Home campaign was very clearly from a perspective of this, with the conditions which have evolved over the last 1.5 years. You didn't have offline events happening any which ways. And there was an opportunity from a perspective of engaging the gamers in a far more inclusive and an immersive way online. And that is where the Play at Home campaign was developed, and the purpose was very clearly to be safe, being a responsible brand. First, be safe, and then yes, creating opportunities for these gamers to actually play from home, which was basically where we picked up in terms of continuously doing online gaming events year round. So we were doing almost about an event every month online, and which is where you were inviting the gaming community, whether it was an open invitation for anyone and everyone who's into gaming, or it was an event by invitation for teams who are already established. Okay. So it was a set, like everything is driven obviously by the consumer segmentations that we are looking at, right? For, like I said, the casual gamer, it was an open invitation tournament kind of stuff, which is what is the Logitech Esports League India is. It's more of an open platform wherein anyone who is interested in gaming can come and participate. And then you have the more evolved gamers who have teams already formed and who are competing at certain levels, and that is where the hardcore gamers come into play, or the gaming enthusiasts come into play. And there it was possibly at times it was by invitation. So it was not just a campaign which was a campaign from a messaging perspective. We had the building blocks to make that campaign deliverable and believable and credible for the gamers. Apart from that, it was like, if you look at it, Logitech portfolio is when I said all inclusive, it is about enabling the ecosystem. So in case of streaming, right, streamers and influencers, predominantly streamers, Logitech has the Blue microphone range. Then we are into webcams also. So when we look at providing a solution to a streamer, it is right from a gaming accessories, which is mouse, keyboard, headset, and then you have the mic, and then you have the webcam. So it's a complete holistic solution and an ecosystem approach that we have evolved over the last 1.5 years, which is what we are taking to the gaming community.
Okay, and just as you explained right now, your expansive range of products. So do you also have new lineup ahead, new products coming on board?
Yes. So if you look at it, despite the situation in the last year, we have consistently been having products coming in. For the entry-level gaming or the affordable gaming level, we had the G102 LightSync, which was launched somewhere in last year, June. And it has done incredibly well. We started building our portfolio in headsets with the highly successful G Pro X, which is almost about a year and a half ago now, followed by the G733 wireless headset, which is a Blue Voice wireless headset. Both have done very well. G102 is very successful. So the portfolio is evolving as the consumers evolve, as the market develops into a more, I would say, a more where the hardcore gamer segment starts becoming bigger, where these gamers start taking gaming and esports as a career, as a profession far more strongly. The portfolio at the high end also continues to evolve. The other part which we have focused on is the wireless range of products, where you have the Lightspeed technology, which has been hallmark for Logitech, where we introduced the G502 Lightspeed last year as which is basically the wireless version of the highly successful and world's #1 G502 Hero, which has been there in the portfolio for long. So it's been wireless, it was pro headsets, and then even in the entry, like I said, we are more inclusive from a portfolio perspective, that we have a product appealing across to the consumer segments, and that has what has been our endeavor. And then in March, April, we recently introduced the G333, which is an in-ear headphone, and that's what I'm actually using. Okay. It's meant for gamers because it takes into account those drivers. So it's a 40 mm driver product. And so our endeavor has been, because we look at saying mobile gaming is the first, possibly the stepping stone into gaming for many gamers. We are looking at a presence out there, and India being a mobile first market, we do see that this product has a lot of potential out there. And because it is gaming in-ear headphone.
Okay, and also Dheeraj, you just spoke about how there has been an increased interest. So obviously there is an increase in interest of investors as well. Of late, we have seen a lot of penetration of foreign players in the Indian gaming market, and also quite many mergers and acquisitions are taking place. So do you think there is an investment trend right now which is going on, and do you also see it that it will last in the future, or will it be saturated?
So. See, I would comment more from a consumer interest perspective, because you have investments where the opportunity is big. When you are saying the investments are happening in this sector and there are mergers and acquisitions happening, an active sector means that there is a very active market which exists, and it's a growing market. So what you are saying further collaborates or builds on our this thing of saying it's a growing market. It's evolving, and how fast this market will evolve will actually be to a very large extent dependent on how well we actually establish an ecosystem where esports as a sport, as a profession, is recognized and is rewarded. So it is not just about recognition; it's about rewards also, because these esports players and the hardcore gamers who are very passionate about it, they end up spending almost 10, 12, 13 hours a day. So it's as good as a profession that you and me are in, right? They are passionate about what they do, and they have considerable investments both in terms of their time, their career that they are looking at, and in terms of resources. So how well we actually make this sport reach a level wherein the viewership is higher, because look at it this way, that when does the sport become rewarding? When there is high viewership, and when the quality of sport goes up, which is where you have teams eventually representing the country, right, in the international events. And the moment that happens, the recognition for the talent comes into play, the rewards come into play, and that is how the sports overall evolves.
It becomes an ecosystem. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think it's an ecosystem play. What we as a brand are doing is enabling at certain levels that this ecosystem that we create on offline events, in terms of influencers, the way we are interacting with influencers, creating master classes for budding gamers, like casual gamers being actually having a master class with a hardcore gamer or an esports player, getting the tips and tricks, getting a chance to play with them, against them. The way we have evolved our influencer program is not about just about product reviews or brand speak, but it is about the casual gamers who look up to these hardcore gamers to have an opportunity to interact with them, get tips and tricks with them, and then even end up playing friendly with them. So how well brands can scale this up is where the opportunity is. So like I said, the opportunity is big. It is about making sure that the talent is recognized and rewarded.
And I must say, Logitech is doing all its bit, evolving an ecosystem.
I would say that yes, we have been working with gaming platforms like Loco over the last couple of months. There are others like Petonia. There are others like Sky Esports that we are evolving, and these are all platforms who are doing their part of the stuff to make sure that gaming is visible. It is reaching out to an audience which is interested in it. How well this entire ecosystem scales up, how fast this entire ecosystem scales up, is where I think both the challenge and the opportunity exists. I repeat myself, the talent exists. The talent actually wants to be seen, recognized and rewarded.
And there is also a growing pattern of such amalgamations, like your recent, as you just spoke about, your collaboration with Loco and other brands. So what do you think about such trends which are taking place now?
You see, it will be a collaborative approach. When you're looking at building the ecosystem and growing the ecosystem, there is no single brand who can actually do it on its own, right? you will first have, I would say, gaming brands who start doing the way we are doing it, right? I'm sure the other brands also are participating in some form or the other, and they are helping grow the ecosystem. You will, the moment it reaches a certain level, Ojasvi, you will see endemic brands also participating, where they see the potential, they are seeing it growing, and as endemic brands also start coming into the play, I think the overall push for the ecosystem will become much more stronger, and that's where we are confident that yes, if you consistently keep engaging the community, keep creating opportunities for them in your own way, for them to shine and be rewarded, and as the scale of these events goes up, as the viewership of these events goes up beyond gamers, because the viewership is what defines how endemic brands and other brands will also like to collaborate.
Even the non-endemic ones.
Yeah.
So my last question to you would be, there will be one more question, but it will be very generic.
Sure.
I would also want to ask, what are the technological trends in gaming this year that we may have missed as a reader and as a follower of gaming?
So when in the first question you mentioned about price sensitivity, right? It's I would say there is a market and there is a consumer at different stages. Like I said, a casual gamer and a gaming enthusiast. In India, this gaming community is definitely aware of what's happening in the gaming space in terms of technology, and we have seen this in the form of success for G Pro X series of headsets that we have. We have seen this in the form of success of G733 wireless headset, and these are all in the range of just about 14 to 15,000 rupees, right? And so that gives us the confidence and a clear indicator that there is value there. So it's not about purely a price sensitive market. They are interested in the latest technology. So, and then similarly, the success for G502 Lightspeed wireless mouse that we launched last year. So all this gives us the confidence that yes, in this space, it is technology. It is because at the end of the day, the sport requires precision and power in a certain way, and which is actually delivered through the best of technologies that we bring in our devices, whether it's the Lightspeed for fast and precision shooting, whether it is Blue Voice for clear communication among players and ending up hearing the smallest of notes kind of thing. So it is clearly one of the leading technology edge categories. And that is where the opportunity is. And I mean, when we look at it, we have been building our portfolios with the latest products which are available within the Logitech portfolio over a period of time.
Okay, and my last question to you, it's more of a request. If we have missed something you want to communicate to our viewers or readers?
We at Logitech are very excited about this category. And we do see the excitement in the community also. And it is very interesting to get to know from influencers, streamers, and even gamers in terms of what they are looking at from Logitech products. And we are very open in terms of having that conversation. So what we see from our perspective is not about just like I said, it's a category which is growing, but it's actually it's a sport, esports as a sport growing and gaining recognition, and that is where I think the real success for any player, I would say, in this category lies. Because once the category grows to that stature, all of us will grow with it, and that is what we are looking at, working towards, and we are working towards with the kind of initiatives we are doing in terms of engaging with right from influencers to streamers, where there is it's very inclusive, like I said, Ojasvi. A casual gamer can also be a part of that, and we are giving those opportunities or trying to create those opportunities where they can actually come, play, compete, excel, and look at moving to the next level and be a part of the journey. So it is in our interest, and it is in the interest of the industry at large, that we provide an ecosystem which allows from transformation of a casual gamer to a gaming enthusiast and then to a hardcore gamer, wherein with a pool of talent, like you said, it's not a talent crunch, to be honest. The pool of talent grows. It is given the opportunity to shine. It is given the opportunity to even grow and compete at an international level. And with that comes in the rewards and recognition. And the moment that starts happening, you would see this particular segment really becoming the leading segment, if I were to say, in sports and entertainment.
Yeah, I guess that was it. Thank you so much, Dheeraj.
Thank you so much, Rajashri.